And the defending champion is back on the BMW Tennis Channel desk. Taylor, always a pleasure to see you. Congratulations on the win today. A lot going on in that match. Playing a fellow young American, a windy conditions, the big court. What were you most proud of?
Just how I adjusted, didn't panic. I think could have been pretty easy to panic after the first set, where he takes the first set. He's serving bombs. I can barely win points on his serve, so it would be easy to panic. But I changed some things around. I made some adjustments, and I stayed calm.
Taylor, you seemed, so great out there, especially in the early part of that third set, mentally focusing on the strategy you needed to in such a windy condition. But listen, there's no getting around it, as you talked about, playing against a young American. You're the big cat. You're the top guy, and he's got nothing to lose. That's a great situation for him. Not at all easy for you. Does that dynamic come into play at all, or are you just able to kind of just somehow get yourself focused on the tennis?
Yeah, I expected it. It's not easy. Kind of having the pressure on you and being the favorite, and kind of knowing that he's got nothing to lose, and he's a very, very dangerous player. And I just expected him to come out and play really well, and I was just gonna have to deal with it. And I was ready for it when he kind of came out and was serving bombs and hitting winners, and I had to expect that.
Monumental, life-changing stuff last year when you won here. Coming back now as the defending champ for a 1,000 for the first time. We spoke to Paul Annacone earlier this week, and he said your week leading up to this was crazy. The amount of commitments and all these different things that you had to do. Life is different. How is it like coming back as a defending champ here? It's got to be pros and cons.
Yeah, we had to definitely manage all of the obligations I had this week, because I do need to spend a lot of time practicing and focusing on the tournament, and that time that I can just have free time to decompress is just as important. So that was kind of a lesson learned. I feel like at the U.S. Open, I had way too much stuff going on that week, and I think it really showed for me. And so we tried to manage how much I had to do off the court this week, and I feel ready to go.
The good news, you're the defending champion. So, listen, you checked off a ton of boxes last year. This was one of them, winning a Masters 1000. Then getting to the quarterfinal of a major, making the top 10, making the year-end finals. You've already checked off one box. This is top 5.
Yeah.
What are the next things for you?
Well, I think after we checked off the top 5, it's now try to finish the year in the top 5. And I am missing a big result at a Grand Slam, so I guess I have quarterfinals Wimbledon, but I would like to get to the finals of Grand Slam, at least give myself that opportunity to play for a title. I think that'd be pretty amazing.
Okay, now, Taylor, #1 American in the world, top 5. A lot of perks come along with that also, right? I mean, we spoke to Francis not too long ago. He said one of the coolest things he's got to do is play in that NBA Celebrity All-Star game. So
4 points.
Already throwing shade.
Shots thrown. 4 points. I mean,
But he was 2 for 3 though. 2 for 3 though.
2 for 3 tones.
That's what he says. 2 for 3
is what he put up.
That's the version he says.
Do you know what tones means?
I do.
I don't think any of us do. Listen, the last year, being the Taylor Fritz that you are now, what's the coolest thing that you've been able to do? I mean, you got to be having some perks.
Oh my God, I don't know. You put me on the spot. I'm honestly sure. I feel like when I do get the time away from the court, I just like to relax and not really do too much. So
remember the Open last year? I know you helicoptered in, right? A couple times.
Yeah, to my loss, that was fun.
Oh, I mean, still helicopter, still pretty good,
So I don't know. Well, I'll get back to you on that. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
To think about it.
I want to talk about Mexico a little bit. I mean, you were open about what happened after that match and the struggles. If folks haven't heard, tell us about it.
Oh yeah, that was one of the worst nights of my life. Probably after the match, I was so close to finishing the match. I obviously wanted to end it and see if I could win. And then I already knew when I got off the court, I was going to start cramping and stuff. So I tried to get in the shower. Sometimes that helps me not full body cramp. I always do it after I cool down, and I basically just collapsed in the shower, went to the ground. I felt like I was gonna pass out, and then immediately just said need the doctor, and I just went through this cycle for the next 4 hours of just I would full body cramp everywhere. I would try to get some fluids in me, feel a little bit better, then I would just throw it all up, and then start cramping again, and that cycle just went on for 4 hours. And I've cramped plenty of times before, but I've never had that feeling where I actually just couldn't stomach anything, and I would just throw up afterwards. So yeah, that just continued all night until the doctor came and I got a shot to make me stop throwing up, and that was it was a tough night for me.
Man,
My goodness. And here you are, full strength.
I was surprised. I actually ended up not even being that sore the next day, and I was able to get back to training like 2 days later, so I felt a lot better after that than I thought I would.
you know that blue bucket in Acapulco that you had to throw?
Yeah.
That might turn into like a collector's item. You know, after
One of the
you,
ball kids took that.
after he wins his first Grand Slam, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie, having to throw up on court. I've never
And
done that
dramatic
before.
moments, T. Those dramatic
I've
moments.
never. That's the crazy thing. I've never in my life thrown up from any type of like physical activity ever. That's the first time ever. So yeah.
It's like a Sampras moment. Now 14 majors is next for you. Taylor Fritz, congratulations on the win today. You get the winner of Baez, Hijikata. They're not done yet, so we'll wait and see who you play next. You're welcome back on the desk after that next victory all the way to the...
Hopefully I'll be here. Yeah.
All right, Taylor Fritz, congratulations.
Thank you.
Best of luck going forward.